Hi, my name is Kai. I'm sick. I make videos about my life, and welcome to heart series update. So last I left you was the heart monitor, and then I made a quick little video about infusions, and oh my gosh, I'm out of breath. Sorry, talking way too fast. So yeah, I last left you with the infusions video and sort of my heart monitor to see if I qualified for a clinical trial. So I'm just gonna run through everything that happened, and I'm probably gonna put videos that I vlogged into this sporadically. So this is a bit of a weird mashup video. I don't know, I have no explanation for you, but let's get started. When I was doing the heart monitor to test for the clinical trial, I had no idea what it was. I kind of did a little research, but I was kind of like, I don't know, they'll tell me if I qualify for it. So I went back in early January, and Lavender's come to say hello. Would you like to say hi? Oh, she's got her claw in my pants. Hello. So I don't really know what I was expecting. I don't know what I wanted. Echo! And hello from Other Cat. Oh, you look really not happy about that. So I don't really know what I was expecting. I don't really know what I wanted out of that, really. Honestly, I didn't want to do it. I really didn't. Having an ablation was quite honestly a little bit traumatic. Like, not that it was that bad of a procedure, but the entire just experience of SVT, the ablation, it was just like all not a fun time for me. I mean, obviously it's not a fun time for anybody, but it was just really not a fun time. And I didn't really want to like do any of that again. I didn't really want to like touch any of that. Like I didn't really want to, and I would have, but I didn't want to. And I came in and she kind of pulled up the results, and she's like, well, bad news is you don't qualify, but good news is my heart was doing so well. And so pretty much like I've been on Florinef and weekly infusions for a hot minute, and combined the two of those have been doing amazing things for my POTS and for like inappropriate sinus tachycardia, which are kind of linked in a whole kerfuffle of whatever the heck is happening. So, you know, they've been working. My heart rate's gone down a fair amount. It's not where I want it to be. It's not where anybody wants it to be. It's still really high, but it's doing well. And that was the key thing. And so we kind of decided to I didn't qualify for the clinical trial, and I talked to her, and she was like, yep, you would be a really great candidate for report. So she put that in my chart and everything. She's like, and I talked to her about like Mayo, because I had a referral to Mayo for a hot minute ago. I did all of the testing with them, and so I just needed to do all the consult appointments and everything with them after that. So I kind of was like, well, I want to see what Mayo has to say first. So let's wait on that. And that was my primary, also wanted to wait on that. So, because my primary is the one who would have been ordering it anyways. So, waited for Mayo. Then there was a dumpster fire of me trying to get a hold of Mayo, and I'm just gonna put that footage in. Okay, so funny story. I just got off the phone with Mayo, right? So, last time I was talking, I said that I had no idea what was happening. So last time I called Mayo, they essentially were like, you haven't been referred for anything else. Go talk to this other person, like in your care team. And I was like, okay. And then I went and checked, and I don't actually have anybody in my care team on the app. So then I was like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? And I then left go to Ghana, which was a fun trip, and couldn't actually call because I didn't have like international SIM stuff. Like I didn't have it set up for the most part. And I could have done it, but I just didn't really want to. So I got back and I called them this morning. I was supposed to call them yesterday, but I called them this morning, and I was like, hey, so last time I called, I really wasn't sure what to do from there, or what any of that meant. And I was just kind of confused. And they're like, okay, well, we don't actually have clearance, so let me call you back with some clearance. And then I set my infusion appointment when they called me back, and I didn't answer because I was talking to one of the nurses there. And so then I called them back now. And this is a whole long story for something that's not actually all that important, but I'm about to leave for class, and I don't really have time. So I'm just telling you this as I get my snack ready. But, I called them, and I was like, yeah, this is the thing. She's like, okay, let me pull it up real quick. I was like, okay, and she pulls it up, she's like, oh, okay, so you have an appointment on Thursday. And I was like, I'm sorry, this Thursday? At 1 p.m. in the bag situation. I have infusion appointment back to back with class, and this is what's happening. So I'm just like, okay, apparently I'm going to, she's gonna call me back to see if it can be a video thing, and if it's not, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might just drive to Jacksonville on Thursday, even though I have class. I don't know. I don't know what I'm even supposed to do right now, but like, I just think this is absolutely hilarious, personally. And I'm like, I got off the phone and I just started laughing. I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, apparently I have an appointment on Thursday and she'll call me back and let me know if I can do it online or not. But yeah, now I am just, oh. So yes, now I am just gonna wait and see, and I'll keep you updated. But so yeah, so that was a fun dumpster fire of Mayo, and then the video consult was just like a really quick thing with a psychiatrist. She just kind of talked to me and then went, okay, we've got you scheduled for a 2-day education thing. And I was like, okay. And she was like, you know, you may not get that much out of it. You seem to really understand what like your conditions are. We may suggest a 2-week-long pain program. And I was like, what? I was also sick, by the way, when all of this happened. So I got COVID in December. If you, I'm posting a travel vlog eventually. That's in there. I don't know if it's up yet or not, but I got COVID and I was still very sick and like out of my brain, and like I just pushed myself way too hard, and so like I have like a 20-minute video of me talking about this, and most of it's not coherent. Mayo update with cat. Goodbye, cat. I got COVID a while ago, and I think it's in travel blog. It's been weeks, and almost 3 weeks, and I feel horrible. I like spiked a fever yesterday, and I'm just gonna assume that it's COVID still being a bitch, but I feel like shit. I don't have a lot of faith in a lot of medical doctors, because what other kind of doctors are there? Oh wait, no, people can get PhDs. I've had a nurse practitioner call me after an appointment and go, I've got another condition. I've got another patient with the same condition. How do you treat yours again? So I know how to treat them. New doctors, because obviously they're still attending, and people who know what they're doing, like they don't. Trust me, if you go through that many years of med school, you kind of know what you're doing, and I respect you, kind of. But and then she's like, so it sounds like you're affected a lot, and I'm like, yeah, no shit. I didn't say that. And then she's like, you know, have you ever thought about suicide or self-harm? Like, LMAO, did both. She's like, how? I'm like, I don't want to talk about my suicide attempt with you. I don't even know you. Which is my favorite. I'm like, I don't have functional connective tissue. I'm never doing unrestricted activities. Because you know what happens? That was really undramatic. There. My shoulder will dislocate. My wrist will pop out to the side. And then my tendon's doing all sorts of funky things. And nobody knows what's happening. And then my thumb is going backwards. And I look like a... That's what happens when I do activities. There we go. Yeah, apparently it's just a bunch of abuse to teach people how to ignore their pain. And I'm like... I'm already good at that. I don't need you guys to teach me how to do that. And that's the problem. I need to not do that. So, no. Mindset that I shouldn't take anything they say to heart. Literally. That wasn't even funny. But pretty much, like, the general gist of it was I got bad vibes, and then I did some research, found out that there's, like, pain programs are kind of a dumpster fire mess of a thing. And so I was like, oh no. So I'll still go to the like 2-day thing. We'll make that work. See what they have to say. If I learn absolutely nothing, oh well, we tried. We checked that box, we tried. And then I got scheduled for a separate appointment so that was like Monday, Tuesday, but I got scheduled for an appointment Friday before that. That appointment went surprisingly well. I was kind of terrified at this point. I was like, I've heard a lot of really bad things about the pain programs. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't trust any of this anymore. Like, I'm on like high alert. I'm expecting this to be horrible. I'm expecting everything to go wrong. I'm freaking out. Appointment went weirdly well. Like, I left it being really optimistic. Found out I had mast cell activation disorder. Which, if you don't know what that is, I don't either. Well, okay, I do. It's like an allergy thing. It's really complicated. Google it if you really want to, but essentially it just means like an allergy disorder. Where I just am randomly allergic to things. I'm allergic to things a lot. Anyways, I didn't think I had it, and then apparently all the test results were like, because I have allergies, but I'm like, they're not that bad. And then he's like, yeah, no, you've got it. And I was like, damn it. But it's fine. I was like, it's the one I don't have. JK. Anyways, that was not the point of this, but that was fun. So, rest of the appointment, he was very confident that they had a good treatment plan that could get me off of IV fluids permanently, that could do this, that could do that. He sounded very sure, very confident. He was like, we can talk about different medications if you want. Like, he sounded like a normal, like a very smart doctor. And I was like, okay, I like this. I have confidence that this can go places. I think I like you. Okay. So that was kind of like the gist of the appointments I had. In terms of cardiology for everything up until Mayo, because the next video in the heart series will be my little vlog of going to Mayo, my experience with that, what I took away from it. So that'll be my next video. By the way, I am like talking about this and filming this post Mayo trip, so I kind of like, I feel like I'm like foreshadowing. But something outside of appointments that had happened, I think this happened in February. This was like a weird ass day. I went to my 8 a.m. class, and as I was leaving my 8 a.m. class, I popped a tire, like something large and metal got in my tire, like sliced it open. There was no salvaging that. Had to get a tow truck. We brought my car to the shop. I'm like calling shops to make sure they have a tire. We go to a shop. The dude had been smoking weed in his car, and I'm allergic to weed, and it was just really unpleasant because his girlfriend was in there, and it was like it was a weird experience. Anyways, got my tire fixed, came back home, and just in time for me to go to my 5 p.m. class at evenings. And then I went to class, and precursor to the story, I have narcolepsy, if you didn't know. I have sleep study vlogs, I guess, if that's interesting to you. I have narcolepsy, so my doctor decided to try me on some medication. And I was like, well, I didn't think about it, honestly. I was a little hesitant, but I didn't think about it, and I went, bet, let's go. My cardiologist and my primary were both like, is that a good idea? I was like, let's do it. Don't take stimulants if you have tachycardia issues. I don't know why this was like, it went right over my head. Anyways, I went like full in, like, I took this for like 3 days, and so I took it on 1 dose on Saturday, nothing on Sunday. And I could go up to 4 doses in a day, by the way. Monday I took 2 doses, Tuesday I took 2 doses. So by the time I got home from my last class of that day, so after class, pop tire, class, I get home, and then I'm like sat in my car and I'm freezing, and I'm like, I don't feel good. I'm talking to one of my friends, and I'm like grumpy, I'm like irritable, I'm really, really cold, I don't want to do anything, like I'm really lethargic. I get upstairs and I kind of lie down, and I'm like really grumpy, and I'm like snapping. I'm like, I gotta go, I don't feel great, bye. And then I was like shaking, like everything was weird. I have some like photos and stuff. Ended up with an ER trip that day. Okay, so strange thing body is doing today is my entire neck, face is like flushed. It's like specifically in my left side and my neck especially, which is weird. Like I don't think it's really going further. I feel like my blood pressure's really low, but I can't tell. My body temperature's dropped, like I'm shivering, and like my hands are like very purple and like almost dead. Like there's no circulation in my hands. It's like all of my blood is in my neck right now. And like I'm super dizzy when I stand up. Like it's weird. My heart's like going. I don't really know what's happening. Adventures in the ER with weird skin and fun myths. Yay.
That's the grammatically correct part really well and be that amazing creative.
So the ER doctor essentially was like, what is wrong with your heart rate? Like, we kind of start off, he's like, oh, calm, just sit and relax, just let your heart rate lower, you're just stressed. And I was like, okay, I've been here before, I've done this before, we'll play your game. Obviously my heart rate did not go down. It never does. I don't know why anybody thinks it will. I've said this so many times, and you know, here we are. It's fine. So eventually he comes back and he's like, huh, your heart's not going down. Interesting. So are you on this? Are you doing this? And he's kind of like curious. And then he's like, he comes back later and he's like, why are you not on beta blockers? Like, he's getting like, every time he comes back in, he's like getting like sliding further down. And I'm like, because I tried them and it essentially sent me into heart failure. They were not great for me. We didn't do well. Now I'm on Florinef, and that seems to help a little bit. Same thing with infusions. This is an ongoing problem for years. Nobody knows what's happening. I have SVT. They also told me I didn't have SVT, but then my chart said I had an SVT episode, and I was freaking out and everything. It was a really weird day. Anyways, by the end of the day, he pretty much was like, if you don't get your heart rate to lower, you're gonna kill yourself. Your heart is slowly killing itself when it's this fast. And I was like, yep. Okay, that's terrifying. Why would you tell me that? But also, I know this already, but also I don't know what to do about it. But like, thanks. It was a fun trip. So pretty much I had a massive heart scare. Didn't know if I had SVT for like 2 weeks, and I was just terrified of everything. I literally like didn't even eat for like a week because I was just like the whole time. It was fun. Did not have an SVT episode. Turns out all of the EKG checks in my EKG techs in my city are like not trained, and they're super understaffed right now. So yeah, anyways, that was fun. Yeah, turns my heart's fine now again. But that scared the living hell out of me. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna, we need to get my heart back under. So going into my Mayo appointments, pretty much like, oh, also Monday. It was literally Monday that I had my appointment with cardiology, and we were like, yes, my heart's doing great. Everything is healthy. Things are working. We're going great. And then by the end of Tuesday, I was in the ER and nothing was working and everything had gone to shit. It was a like whiplash from change. Yeah. So yes, I think that is my general heart update leading up to going into Mayo. I did not qualify for the clinical trial, but infusions and Florinef have been working. Scary modafinil, like, not as stimulant, there we go. Scary stimulant, ER trip, dumpster fire dilemma. And then, yeah, pretty much just first meeting with Mayo went super well, and I was kind of optimistic about the next 2 days, and that's where we were going into Mayo. And on that, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the Mayo update or any other updates, because I've got some big ones coming, and it's hard for me not to say them in this video, but you'll have to subscribe and wait for the video after Mayo to get that update. Well, actually, I do kind of talk about it in the Mayo video, but yeah, just subscribe, and make sure you check out my other videos and all of that fun stuff, because I would like subscribers. No, I don't know. Anyways, I'm in a weird mood today, if you couldn't tell, and if the lighting has changed at all, I apologize. The sun is setting, and I wanted to film before the sun went down completely. So yeah, anyways, lots of love. I will see you all in a future video, and have a good one.